along the same lines, talking about what happened over Christmas with regard to religious freedom and religious tolerance. We have yet another example that when American conservative right-wing Christians talk about religious freedom, they often don't mean religious freedom for everybody. Sometimes it just means religious freedom for Christians. And this was exactly the case when we saw a woman wearing a Catholic Warrior t-shirt show up to a pair of Florida Department of Law Enforcement Capitol Police officers and say, "Sorry, but I have to take this down." And by this, she meant a Satanic Temple Christmas display that for a long time, the Satanic Temple fought to have on Florida Capitol grounds. The argument was, listen, if you're going to have Christian or Jewish, Judeo-Christian, Ten Commandments, if you're going to have any religious stuff on Capitol grounds, then you have to allow any other religion that proposes a religious display to have it there. And the Satanic Temple ultimately succeeded in having that request granted. And then Susan Hemmerich shows up and rips the angel from the display, which was being thrown into heaven, thrown from heaven into hell, rather, as a depiction of Satan's fall from grace, off of the display, immediately gets arrested for vandalism. When she was asked why she committed this crime, Hemmerich explained, quote, "It's just wrong. When you remove baby Jesus 2 days before Christmas and put Satan in his place, I was there at the right time and the right moment, and I needed to take a stand against Satan." But of course, the Satanic Temple display did not replace Jesus. This was just their interpretation of their sacred texts, whatever they may be. And this is a prime example of when conservative American Christians claim they are for religious freedom, but in reality, they are only in favor of the freedom of their religion to be propped up, including by the federal government, as a federal holiday, the only religion that has a federal holiday for one of their religious holidays, and ignore the fact that you must provide under equal protection, under separation of church and state, not equal protection, under the Establishment Clause and separation of church and state. You can't give preference to one religion over another. Let's ignore that is already happening because Christmas is a federal holiday. If the Satanic Temple wants a display on Capitol grounds, it must be granted if Christianity has such a display. And if the Christian display is protected from vandalism, then the Satanic Temple display must be protected from vandalism in the exact same way. I don't know that people like Susan Hemmerich are ever going to understand that. But it is because of people like her that we need to be extra vigilant when it comes to anything under the umbrella of religious freedom. Let's figure out whether it is indeed religious freedom or not. Let's take a break. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/dpakman. Great program for you today.